dude.
Yes.
You say word like enough times, you want to start craving it. Like cake,
well, Jordan,
cake,
I'm
cake.
honored that made your top 5 favorite moments
No, it
of
didn't.
Brony Con.
My top 5 favorite moments. Yo, dudes and dudettes, sorry, my mouth is full. But welcome to the Weird Flex, but okay,
podcast. We did it, yes, even with a sandwich in his mouth. Jordan is
the
a
workout
professional
weaves.
podcaster. Yeah, he's been eating so much, like that blow-dried pizza that's totally healthy.
Look, that's delicious.
Wait, what was the story behind that? Because I know that was at Brony Con, and I saw the picture.
Yeah.
Yes, well, we'll tell you that,
everyone.
our special guest.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to the Weird Flex But Okay podcast, your comedy, weebs, workouts, and advice podcast where we answer your questions. If you would like to submit a question, please email us at weirdflexbutokaypodcast@gmail.com. The music that you've heard in every episode is by What's My Name on Instagram and SoundCloud. And we have a special guest today. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Katy, you're like insanely good at this. Like, I'm kind of like dumbfounded. I'm like, I'm like, this is like straight up like professional recording.
Well, thank
I know,
you.
right?
I'm just
Every
in my
time.
basement.
Seriously,
Every time I come in, she's like destroys it.
Well done.
Yay.
So the question was, who am I?
Yeah, who
All right.
are you? Who
My
are
name
you?
is Saberspark. It's my online alias. I make videos on YouTube. I'm friends with you two.
Yay.
Yeah.
Jackson.
Friendship.
Since 2012, bitches.
Da-da-da.
Yeah, Jack's like go way back. Katy, you're more of a new addition.
Am I a legacy? Is that what it's
No,
called?
You're on your way.
On your way.
Yay.
You need a few more years
Jordan
under your belt.
mentioned legacy. So what do you do? Tell them about you. I'm sure they know. But
No. I make YouTube videos. I started doing videos back in like 2015 where I talk about cartoons, and it just took off, and now I do it full time at the moment. I'll keep doing it until it runs out of steam. So
yeah.
That's what I do.
Oh,
Awesome.
that's so awesome. Well, we are happy to have you here today. And for all of our listeners at home, what kind of sparked this, or Saber sparked this? We were all in a Discord chat talking about like pony stories because we all just went to the Brony Con TM, and may it rest in peace. And we had a really great time, and we just thought it would be really fun to bring somebody else on that is fun to talk to, because we've been having fun watching ponies. So yeah, we're doing that today. So what have you guys been up to lately? We always start by asking what everybody's been doing, what's going on.
You know me, working on my app.
Yeah, you're right.
And my stuff.
Oh,
And,
he has an app coming out?
I have an app coming out, by the way. I'm working on that. I have to work on t-shirt designs because I got those coming. I'm also working on my protein powder. It's going to be called Mooyah, because it's fucking cow, so that's
Womp.
yeah. And then it's what else do I do? I'm busy. I'm so busy. And then I've got a new book coming out, the con one. I'm working on that one. Katy,
He's a con artist.
Yeah, gotcha. No, it's the one with the convention lean thing.
funny.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Yes.
And just working, and I got scripts for my YouTube channel right now. But yeah, that's me.
Well, what have you been up to, Saber?
Trying to get some videos out. This past month I had to slow down a bit because of just real life stuff going on, and now I'm trying to kick it back into high gear. I got a bunch of reviews I'm working on. Trying to do 2 videos a week if I can, like a small video and a big video. I recently I'm in the process of doing a review of this French animated movie called Animal Kingdom. Let's Go Ape. And
God.
I just made a massive discovery like today. So are you all familiar with somebody named Cosmodor?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I know the name.
Okay, so he's my editor, he's my friend, and we did a Let's Watch along with Paleo, Hero, and Laura for the movie, which is when we just sit down and we kind of riff on it. Well, we watched the English version, which is called Animal Kingdom. The French version is called like Evolution Man / Why I Did Not Eat My Father. And it's like, okay. That's oddly specific. And when we watch the English version, we're all kind of ripping on it as far as like, wow, this is there's nothing that goes on in this movie. The characters suck. It's overall just terrible. Well, the French version, because Cosmo's like, hey, do you want a better version of the visuals? I'm like, well, if you can find one, then please. So I can't find one. So he found the French version, which had a much better visuals, but it wasn't in English. So he sent me the French version, and I decided, well, I'm going to edit together the visuals of the French version with the dub from the English. Well, there's like about 20 minutes of footage that's like not in the English version. I'm like, that's a lot. Oh. What's missing? I looked through the movie. There's so much important stuff in the French version that they kicked out of the English one because it was too dark.
Graphic?
Yeah.
Oh, like, crap.
There's a character. The main character is like, okay, so the story is basically.
Strong.
Yeah, right? At least Donkey Ollie had plot. But to make it fast, the main character is a caveman story, a bunch of like prehistoric humans living in a tree. The main character's born. He's like a smarter but smaller version of the monkeys. The entire time he has a loincloth and he keeps his right hand in his pants the entire time. And the reason why they do that is because the actor, the French actor, broke his hand back in the day, so he keeps his hand in his pocket at all times. Well, here's where things get confusing. The explanation of why the character keeps his hands in his pants, they didn't include it in the English version. So while we're watching this, we're like, what the hell's going on? Like, why is he... They don't talk about why his hands are in his...
God.
So
it's just like casually hands in my pants,
hands
in my pants.
The entire time. And there's a bunch of other stuff, too. Like, very important plot-driven stuff. That's like, that's a story. Why did you all take this out of the movie?
This sounds like a very plot-heavy movie that I am excited to learn about.
Well, it's weird because, like, I wouldn't call it plot-heavy because there's a lot of nothing that goes on. But, like, but for the parts where the plot, like, really mattered the most, they removed it. I'm like, that's stupid. Why'd you do that?
Oh my God.
It's like not a story. The story boils down to this then. Monkey kicks out a tree, makes a cave, goes back to tree blows up. That's the story. Okay. the tree literally blows up. There's a scene where the tree catches on.
You find the most interesting things to review, because I hadn't looked at your channel a lot, but I started recently when like the Donkey Ollie stuff was showcased, and dear God, there was this one where there was this pig that goes to Hollywood, and I was so confused the whole time. But you did a perfect job laying out the absurdity, but also the beauty in whatever it is that I witnessed.
Thank you. Yeah,
and I can't wait to see you do that for this next one.
I'm excited. This one's gonna be interesting. I hope people like it. I'm having a lot of fun making it. So.
Yes, well, it sounds like you've been really busy. And I recently joined a dinner theater that's like a murder mystery dinner theater, and I'm starting rehearsals soon.
Nice.
I just had rehearsals, and I'm going to be starting up a show soon, and I'm very excited to get that ball rolling. And on Creepy Productions, we just released our RTX vlog from our fun times over at Rooster Teeth and our new episode of Ruby Abridged. So everybody should go check that out too. All of the promo things.
Ruby Abridged, check it out.
Yes, check us out. But yeah, I wanted to ask before we get into our main questions, because we all had such a lovely time at Brony Con, can you share one of your favorite Brony Con memories with us? Whether it's from the con this year or overall, and that extends to you too, Jordan, because I'm sure you both have a plethora of stories.
Oh, you mean like how you like had to berate me for living my life, eating a cake and microwaving a pizza?
Yes, exactly. Those specific stories of why you're the worst piece of human.
Oh, whatever. Shut up. So Saber,
you
since you weren't
cake
there
like
for
a whole ass titty.
Okay. All right, so Saber, you weren't there for the pizza story, so I'll elaborate really quick. So, like, my friend Z, who came down, who is a
professional chef, clearly.
A professional chef. Like, he actually is like a professional. Like, he had to leave early because his kitchen was falling apart without him. So I was like, oh, bro, I'm sorry. But so anyways, all I did was I asked him like, hey, I want to warm up this pizza. Would a hairdryer work? And he's just like, yeah, of course you can use like hot air to warm up food. Of course you can. And so I was just like doing it. And then Katy walks in the room and she's just like, Jordan, what are you doing?
What
and
are
I'm just
you
like,
doing?
The chef says it's okay. And you're like, no.
And Jordan, like, can you tell the audience what you did with that slice of pizza?
Shut up.
Did you eat it?
No. I took a bite and didn't like it. It was
Check
no, because it was like
mate.
No, because what happened was like I didn't do it long enough. And so like when I freaking heated it up, like only the cheese got warm. So when I bit into it, like the sauce and the dough was still like cold and the cheese was warm, and so it was just like
it's almost
so
like hair drying pizza won't work.
Yes, it will.
Interesting.
If you did it long enough. I just had to peel it back.
Well, damn,
I saw somebody flat iron toast.
That sounds gross. To have like hot air warm a pizza up.
It just
It's like what the freaking oven does. That's what oven is, hot air.
I think it's a little different.
It's gasoline, hot air, but yeah. But actually, I talked to Z about this. So yeah, in your face, Missy.
Maybe if you had enough hair dryers and like maybe some tinfoil surrounding the pizza.
Shut up. I said it. Yeah.
So,
and then there was
what
the
about
cake
you,
incident.
Saber? Oh, no, wait, the cake. Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, sorry, Saber.
No,
Hold your horses.
I want to hear it because I actually am
Jordan
curious.
has to tell the cake story.
Did you eat this cake before we all arrived later that night?
Yes, I did.
Oh my god.
Yes, I did. It was.
I took a bite of that cake after you ate it out of it. Damn it!
No, you. Wait. Oh, wait. Hold on. Did you take a bite out of it before opening ceremonies, or closing ceremonies, or after ceremonies? Because if you took a bite the first couple days when you were there,
how about you continue?
Yep.
All right.
Okay. Story, Jordan.
I want to hear it.
Why don't you tell our audience what you did to that cake?
Okay, look.
That poor,
what happened was
cake.
we had this cake that our good friend Christina, who's listening probably right now. Christina,
yes,
thank you so much.
Christina.
And also thank you for the
delicious.
Pokemon cards.
It was
I'm not
so
triggered
good.
anymore. That was amazing.
You were amazing.
Wait, you got free cake? She sent you cake?
Yeah, she gave me a cake and she gave me Pokemon cards. So
what the hell? I want her to be my friend.
Yeah.
No cake for you, Saber.
Yes.
Except you got cake.
Kind.
Even though it was contaminated by Jordan.
No, shut up. All
Continue.
Right, so
I'm making a court case as we speak. Continue.
no. Listen. Okay, first off, all right. So this is what happened. The first day, like she brings the cake in. We don't have any utensils, so we're just like, all right, everyone just grab it and put it on a plate. And so that's what we did. The first couple days, we just grabbed it, put it on a plate, and then like we wrapped it up in a box, put it in the corner. Good. Second day, same thing. Everyone did the same thing. Just wrapped it up, put it in the cake, and ate on a plate. The last day, there was still a good chunk left, and no one was like touching it. So I was just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna eat this shit. And then like Katy for some reason just walks in the room and it's just like, oh my god. And then Noaking's watching
it's
too.
me and
then
Jesse,
like, yeah. And I'm just like eating my fucking cake like it's a fucking sandwich.
I
and
don't
it's
think
just,
he's quite describing it correctly.
No. You always add this influence to the story
to
make me look like the bad guy.
I have it on video, Jordan.
Yes, you
up
have
the
it on
whole
video.
Ass cake.
Yeah. Afterwards, and I ate most of it, so it was gone, and then we threw it in the trash.
Yep. He picked it up and ate it like a whole ass apple, like a whole ass titty, and he was just like, yeet on this cake. And I don't know if anyone else touched that cake afterwards.
No, because Casey looked at it, but then you said, hey, don't touch that. Jordan ate it. And then like I thought it was in the corner after that. So I didn't know.
Yeah.
So Saber, if you touched that cake, I was not. I thought it was thrown away after I like did my demolishing.
He was like chomping it like a sandwich, just a whole cake.
Yeah, because I was depressed. I was eating my emotions.
No, that's fair. That's same.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, so that was Saturday night?
No, that was Sunday.
Sunday. Yeah, I think Sunday morning, maybe.
No, it was Sunday. It was after closing ceremony.
Oh yes. We were. You guys were doing the furniture thing, and me and Jesse were like, "Fuck this, we're not doing any more stairs." So we waited in the room for everyone to get back, and Jordan comes in and is like, "I want cake," and we're just like, "Jordan, what are you doing?"
Yeah, and I fed.
And he feasted.
Yes, and that's what happened. So if you touched it, I apologize, but prior, you're safe. So there you go. Yes.
Oh,
Lord.
And that's the story, Saber.
Mm-hmm. But
it was good. It was good cake, by the way.
Yeah. It was a snickerdoodle. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with snickerdoodle. Damn it, now I want cake.
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
You say word like enough times, you want to start craving it. Like cake.
Well, Jordan,
cake,
I'm
cake.
honored that made your top 5 favorite moments
of
Brony Con.
My top 5 favorite moments was when we were Spider-Man together. That was fun.
Oh, that is true.
That was fun.
Saber, what was one of your favorite moments from this year or any other year?
Gosh, I'll keep on the topic for this year since it was so relevant.
Yeah.
I'd say my favorite moment, or one of my favorite moments, was on Thursday when we're all just hanging out. I'm glad that worked out so well, because that was it's always one of those things where in hindsight you're like, damn it, why didn't we all hang out? And it's like, no, we all had multiple times we all hung out and ate food and just fellowshipped, and that was really good. Is it fellowshipped or fellowship? Whatever, hang out.
Yeah.
That was enjoyable. I enjoyed that. That was that means a lot to me.
And we had a good party on Thursday.
Yeah, I really liked playing like the charades, like or whatever it's called, the like phone charades.
Oh yeah.
What's the game?
Yeah, I think it's just charades, but on the phone.
Yeah. It was really fun, and like the whole atmosphere in there was really lively because, like we said on last week's episode, Jordan had a heckin' suite, and we had a balcony, and we had the best parties.
That was an awesome room.
Oh, thank you. That was a fun room. I'm glad I'm like because I was like this last year I already told the story of like how I almost had like went black on the guy on the front desk who like messed up because he was like, first off, the guy had an attitude when I walked up to him, and days prior I was like, hey, can I make sure I have my suite like ready? And then they were like, oh yeah, sure, your suite is completely ready. And I like checked the money was spent, I made sure everything was good, and I go up to this guy and he's just like, oh, your name isn't on the freaking thing. And I'm just like, no, shut the fuck up, dude. All right, first off,
I will destroy you.
Yeah, no, because like the thing that bothered me about this motherfucker was like he had an attitude. Like when I went up to him, like, no, my name is Downs, Jordan, like Jordan Downs on it. And it's just like, I know your name, I just don't see it. And I was just like, okay, motherfucker, you are gonna. I'm just warning you right now, don't do this. And so like Z had to calm me down. So he gives me the keys finally. I go upstairs and I walk up to the room. And I'm like, I go into this room and it's just one big bed, and there's supposed to be a balcony, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking? What the hell? And I start like having this like moment where I'm like, oh god, I'm gonna destroy this guy. And so like Z's like telling me to calm down and check my email. And I check my email, make sure I paid for everything, and then like I call the front desk and I like clearly bring up like, I paid this amount for a suite with a balcony and all of this, and you were telling me I only have this room. What is going on? And so like they're like, oh, you're supposed to get 2 sets of keys if you have a suite. And I was like, oh, okay then. So I walked downstairs to get it, and then like that guy's just sort of looking over at me, and I'm just like, oh, don't do it. And so like, and then I walk over, and then the gang had to like, we had to walk up the stairs for me to burn off sleep. But besides that, it was fun. Yeah. The entire weekend, blast. I'm glad we had that suite. It was super cool. Plenty of space. We had a bunch of parties.
You were a champ making that happen, so thank you.
Oh yeah.
No problem, dude. Like I was honored. It was like such a fun time. Like I'm glad we had to party it up that night. It was awesome.
Yeah, I definitely think that was one of my favorite moments too. Like from all of the panels like that you guys were on, what were some of your like favorite experiences with the community?
Oh man, well Saber's always busy on those. Like he's like every day.
I think something that really spoke to me this year is how a lot of these folks who are like, hey, so I watched your pony stuff, but now I'm watching your new stuff. It's really good. And I'm like, oh, that means a lot to me. Like, because my pony viewers were the ones who gave me that initial audience. So to hear that they're still sticking with me and my content means a lot. So that's like some high praise to me. Where I'm like that's like ultimate like validation. I guess that's the word. Whatever. I feel valid. Where I'm like, sweet. I did something right. So that was pretty great. That was a good feeling.
Yeah, the energy was definitely there, like seeing all of you guys on stage. It just felt like you just knew what you were doing and you knew your audience, and everybody was so responsive and was having just a really good time. Like, I think one of my favorite moments on one of your panels, though, is every time Jordan gets in a fight with somebody about a pony.
It's ridiculous because, like, Jax, for you...
And you did it too, Saber, in the closing ceremony.
That was Justy attacking me. I didn't fight anybody. I swear, like, for Jackson, you and Dusty, like, there are moments where I'm like, I don't know how real this is about to get. And, like, if it's a race or Gabe, I'm like, oh, it's going to be goofy. For you two, I'm like, oh, God, I don't know if I should, like, protect my face or something. That being said, like, when you, I think, who'd you get into it with? Was it
first? It was race it was the Judy versus Lola thing. That was the very first one.
I was jumping for cover because I knew that as soon as that was done, like Dusty got up about Rainbow Dash, and then Gabe and Race grabbed each other. I'm like, this is fucking. Can I say that on this podcast?
Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead.
This was freaking bonkers.
This was nothing fun.
And then during the closing ceremony, like again, I wasn't expecting the lights going out. That wasn't by my design. That was.
Oh, I thought that was all planned.
No, that was, dude. That was improv at the But
wow.
it was just
Wow.
the AV folks who were running with it, and they were quick to goof on it. And I was,
Oh my gosh.
I was
Props
told,
to them.
that they put my banner up behind me. I didn't even know.
They did. They
Oh yeah,
did.
the crab
It was, like,
thing. Yeah.
It was like floating, and it was hilarious.
I had no idea. That was cool on AV.
Yeah, like it genuinely looked like you had this whole bit plotted, and it went so funnily.
Yeah, it was
And,
amazing.
yes.
I was crying, and then I started cracking up when I saw that. I was like, so funny.
Yeah, you could definitely sense like how strong the community was at the convention, and just like the community members representing it. Everybody just seemed to bring their best A game. And as a first-time goer of a pony convention, I have to say it was an experience of a lifetime that I don't know if I'm going to be able to find a con that can quite compete with what I experienced at that convention. Especially because I didn't even know going into it that I was getting like a full VIP situation.
Yeah.
Because I got into like every panel without waiting in line, and they were all the good panels.
When
It
you're
was
with
awesome.
the squad, we got your back there.
Saber, like you saved us from that line and got us into closing by taking us backstage, and I was like, oh my god, I feel so.
Well, now that
special.
it's passed, I'll go ahead and say that Brony Con security was very relaxed.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
we
it
went-
wasn't
we-
that good.
We went by like 4 security checkpoints, and only one person was like, "Hey." To which, like,
Yeah.
I feel like we weren't like breaking the rules because we all did
Well,
work for the
yeah.
convention. So I imagine that as far as like the give and take of it all, we've earned our spots to go be there for that. But
Yeah.
walk with purpose. You'd be surprised how
We walked with some purpose.
how walking with
That's
purpose.
what I was always telling, like, freaking Katy and I was like, guys, walk with purpose. And so, like, Hero would get it, but then Katy would be like, yeah, I don't know. And I'm just like, can you just walk past
I
it?"
know.
Yeah, it's just like, come on.
Because I'm used to like sips my own tea. I'm used to already having like clearance, so like I'm not used to being all sneaky and shit, or like I'll already just have the person there that's like, yeah, come on in. But the situations where we didn't have them there, I'm just like, oh shit.
Also,
oh,
you work cons too, so you sort of felt like that, like,
No, yeah,
oh yeah, I
my
know what it would
empathy
be
for
like
the
if someone snuck by
workers.
me. So it's just like,
Yeah, because there was one time a worker, we were trying to sneak into the dealer's room, and one of the people guarding the door was like, hey, you have to go get in line. And I was like, yes, ma'am.
yeah, I was already in, and I was just
Yeah,
like,
don't want to
looking at
cause
him.
trouble, like, because I know the struggle, and you don't want to be an asshole. They're doing their job, so as you can do the sneaky shit, I guess.
There's a certain
but like,
degree,
don't be
though.
rude to people.
Yeah, like, okay,
Yeah.
because we had a moment where, like, we left Bernie's React panel, and Laura and I were sitting in the hallway talking to a quick person who was like, hey, I want to talk to you. And,
Yeah.
and this lady who was part of security just screamed at us. She was like, I told you all
Oh,
to get out of the
yeah.
way. And we're like, what the hell, lady? Like, we just got out here, and we're not blocking traffic. Like, there's more than enough room for
Yeah.
folks to walk by. And it was pretty rude. And that kind
Yeah.
of shows
No,
that,
yeah,
like...
there's definitely situations.
Yeah, like that last guy on Sunday, he had like a fucking power complex going to his head, and like
That
Kira had
guy
to keep
was
me from
pretty rude.
talking because like I remember
Yeah.
it was like me and Paleo, we were sitting in front of you guys during your like meet and greet on Sunday, and then he like started saying like, hey. You need to really help me out with this. I thought you were gonna sit. I'll let you sit there if you take photos. But if you're not gonna sit there, man, I was just like about to be motherfucker. What the? Because the person was asking
Yeah,
us
power
for a photo.
trip, dude. It's just
Yeah.
power trips for folks who've never been there, and it's like it shows.
Yeah, I
Later,
was,
he apologized to me and Hero about making us move.
He
just
better
because
have.
he was apparently getting because I understand his side of it. He was getting a lot of people that were waiting in line for autographs with you guys. They were coming up to him frustrated saying, are these guys skipping in line because they didn't know who we were? And so it was getting to the point where there were about 7 of us in front of the table, and that's when the guy was like, okay, like this is causing frustration with the con goers. We need you to move. But what he should have done was de-escalated and just asked politely, hey, can you guys move? It's kind of causing a disturbance. And then it would have been like, hey, no problem. But he went from 0 to 100 because he let that frustration build instead of just like understanding like, yeah, you have the power to, tell us to move, but don't like go from 0 to 100. Don't make the con goer have a negative experience. And if something wrong is happening, you have to approach it first with peace. And then if they refuse, then you can escalate.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I try to look at it from like con runner perspectives, and there was one situation at Brony Con that I was like, okay, this is not okay, and it was with closing ceremonies, with the fact that they didn't clear the room, and had all these people waiting in line to get in there, and they let those auction people just stay when it was like 80% full. So like people that have been waiting for like 3 hours are not going to get in. when what they should have done is, first of all, not even have the auction in that room, because of course they want like as many people to go to the auction as possible, but it's going to create a situation where they don't want to tell these people that just paid thousands of dollars for pony stuff to leave for closing ceremonies. So it's just kind of a fucked up situation where the con goers are suffering when they're giving a special privilege to the people that just paid a bunch of money, which in some cases is okay. Like, they have special memberships, and that's fine. But they should have followed con etiquette and emptied that room. Or like, maybe, or let like some special people stay, maybe. But
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. That was really it, because you could see the disappointment in the con-goers, and I was kind of one of them. I was lucky that the situation happened like it did, but man, like, I bet less than 20% of the people in that line got in.
Yeah, or you remember like when they made us wait in line before Brony Palooza, but they were like, "Oh fuck the line, just come in." Whenever.
Yeah, they were just like, "Go." Which it was a standing event, I think, so that was a a little more understandable.
Okay, well, but still, like if you have some people waiting in line like that, and then just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I guess. It is still a little frustrating, but yeah, that's one of the only big things that I've seen that has caused frustration within congoers before. And, it's the last one, so I guess their amount of fucks that they give is at a minimum.
Yeah, right.
But it just kind of, like, it leaves a bad taste. Like, do right by your congoers. Like, yeah. That was my bar stool of soap. Soapbox.
Bar stool of soap.
Bar stool of soap. Here's to that. That's a thing now. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we had some lovely Brony Con memories, but I think we should go into one of our first questions, Jordan.
Yes.
Oh, first questions? Okay.
Yeah. Why don't you take it away, Jordan-sama?
Oh, yeah, sure. Katy, Hokage-kun, whatever.
All
right. This question is one I got on YouTube, and it was, when a movie is made for a television series between seasons, which do you prefer for the movie? For it to be canon or non-canon? So sort of like, how My Little Pony is like, on Netflix, when you watch it goes from season 7 straight to season 8, and it's just like,
that literally
what the fuck
happened to us last night.
Yeah, like, what are you talking about? When did this happen? What are you, or like freaking Transformers or Digimon or stuff like that, or Pokemon the movie too, where it's like, you have to watch the movie before the season. Do you prefer it to be?
I already know my answer immediately.
Okay.
I prefer it to kind of be in that middle area where it's not pivotal to watch in order to watch the next season, but it does have canon elements and confirms certain canon theories without it being detrimental if you miss it. Like, if it adds something cool, like, for example, in Steven Universe, if there was, like, a gym that people were curious about, or, like, a character's backstory that we've been wanting confirmation on, if they throw in stuff like that into a movie so that it enhances your experience, I like that.
Okay.
Okay.
What about you, Saber?
I'm trying to think of an example. I'm kind of drawing blanks here.
Well, like, again, like My Little Pony, you had to watch the movie before season 8 started, because it was like, like, there's a lot of integral plot points where it's like, they revisit that and talk about that constantly. So like, that's one. Or but like another one would be like DBZ, like the DBZ movies, like some of them, quite a few of them aren't canon at all. They're just like Elseworld stories, but then they're like, just fun, something like that. Or My Hero Academia 2 Heroes, that's canon, but like Katy said, it has literally nothing to do with the plot.
But it does give you, like, a cool sense of, like, backstory. Like, with All Might, you kind of get to learn about him. But it's not like you had to watch that movie to enjoy the show and to keep going. But it does give you something cool that they can build on.
That's interesting. I guess the tales of Ba Sing Se really aren't, like, integral.
Ooh. Yeah.
For, like, Avatar. I mean,
exactly.
It enhances things, especially with Iroh. But it's not like you're missing out on the main plot. It's a slice of life episode.
Yeah.
But that's still a television show series. I don't know.
I guess that goes kind of into the differences between like a special episode versus a movie versus like an OVA.
Well, like the Hey Arnold thing, that's canon. It's just a canon like follow up, and then if they I guess if they were to do like a sequel series to Hey Arnold, it would be like, you would have had to have seen the movie because spoiler alert, like Helga and Arnold are dating now. And it's just like, they're just like, they're together. So, like, if they just started the series up, but you didn't see Hey Arnold, the Jungle movie, prior to the old original series, you'd be like, what the heck? Or, like, Rocco's Modern Life, right? If they started
Rocco's Modern Life.
a new series from that movie, like, because I remember when I watched the Netflix movie. Katie, did you watch it yet?
Yes.
Okay, so for me, when I watched it, I realized there's a lot of stuff from Rocco I don't remember. Like, the beginning of the movie,
Yeah.
I completely just was, like, lost. I was like, why are they in space? What happened? Did I miss something?
Yeah, Saber did a review of that recently, actually.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I saw that, and it was just like, huh. Like, it was just...
Fortunately, they presented it in a way where it's like, even if you don't remember, it's like, okay, we'll catch you up, and it's not that complicated. Like, okay, Rocco went to space, and he's been gone since the 90s, and that's part of the problem here, is him trying to get back to, like, I guess, continue his life.
Yeah.
And, like, so did they explain, because I only got to see the first half of it, then I had to go to work. Did they explain, like, why they didn't really age that much?
I think just cartoons.
Just cartoons?
Yeah, that's just some cartoon shit. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
just
like there are some cartoons where they
space?
still age.
Well,
It's
Spunky
like
would have
20
been dead long ago if that was the case.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, he would have been dead, like his dog. That was weird.
It's almost like time froze for them, but everything else continued on down. Except they didn't age up. It's just like, okay, they're cartoons. They're immortals, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah, so I wonder if some of these movies that you review, Saber, like, are any of them, like, canon to another series that we don't know about? Like, does Donkey Ollie have just a series and
The
then it has, like, a
expanded
movie?
Donkey Ollie universe.
The universe.
I'm trying to think of. I mean,
Rugrats. Rugrats is one. Because you
Yeah.
had to see the Rugrats movie before season whatever, because Dill was a character. Like, if you just watched Rugrats and then you didn't see the movie, you'd be like, oh shit, where'd Dill come from?
Yeah, that's true.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of, like, more examples. Like, the Naruto movies, I'm just talking about that weeb shit, TM. But, like, I think that in Shippuden, they definitely relate to the plot.
Well, like Naruto the Last is straight up, like,
Yeah,
that's how they got together.
But the earlier Naruto movies, like when they were like in that snow village, or when it was just Rock Lee, Sakura, and Naruto going on that desert adventure, like, those are really fun, and they establish fun dynamics between the characters. I love when you put our established characters into fun, silly situations.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really appreciated that. But, you didn't have to watch it for the canon. All it maybe did was reveal a new move that they have or something.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Well, I'd say, for me, I guess... I kind of prefer, like, if it's... I mean, it's a cool little thing to be like, oh, that's a nice little fact that you, like, had to watch the movie. Like, you've been... it's like when you're a fan of something for a while, and it's like, oh, here's a reward for being a fan for so long. You get this entire movie, and you just get to enjoy... You can appreciate things more. But then, like, again, there is that whole little aspect of, like, oh, yeah, well, I kind of didn't know... Like, because for instance, if to go back to the My Little Pony thing... I don't know if My Little Pony the movie is on Netflix right now, so I think that's kind of I think it's kind of like a bit of a meh situation where it's like, oh, it just takes you straight to season 8 with no, like, hey, watch this first and then go to season 8, because it's just like, I mean, you kind of be lost in some areas, so that is something that's just like to me.
Yeah. That is one thing that I think kind of gets lost in translation when you go from, like, network cable stuff to, like, streaming platforms. Another thing that I actually just want to casually bring up on this topic of, like, Netflix shows and stuff, even though that's not really related to the question, but screw it, I want to bring it up. When it comes to advertisements, one thing that I think is kind of frustrating is that how advertisements translate to online content. Like, for example, the Game Grumps. You'll be watching and, like, the ads will just start in the middle of, like, a conversation that they're having. And so it really flows off like videos, like online animations and stuff. The ad will start at a pivotal moment in the whatever you're watching. Instead of, like, on TV, they would already have special places that they knew the ads would go.
Yeah, Red Letter Media is really good about that because they segment their videos, and I actually have taken a page out of that with my videos.
I saw that recently, where you, like, have that little black screen pop up for a
Yeah, and it can be kind of difficult because you want to portion it out. Because for them, like, in Best of the Worst, they'll have 3 different movies they review, so they do a ad after each movie review, and it's
so you can pick the place that it goes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Versus Game Grumps and Markiplier, where I've noticed, because Laura watches them a lot, and they'll
yeah.
I'll watch them with her, and I'll watch the videos. And I'm like, okay, these ads are just randomly just thrown in.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, check out this
It
video
throws
game.
off the groove.
Oh, song. Like, I hope you come down to Olive Garden to get it. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, it even happens on some streaming platforms. Like, for example, Verve.
Hulu does that too.
Yeah. Where it'll just be like, it's a random moment. Yeah, just like with the Game Grumps. Like, it'll be a pivotal moment during the show where, like, you're supposed to be crying. I was watching Shield Hero, and it was a very big moment for Naofumi, and then all of a sudden, like, come to Taco Bell.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what the fuck, Naofumi? And it would, like, it would do 3 commercials in a row, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, Naofumi, come back. Like, I just want you to segment it a little. I don't know. Like, it feels not necessarily lazy.
No, because I'm guilty of this.
Whatever the word is for it, it's bad.
Yeah, because I'm guilty of this for my YouTube channel too. Because like I remember back in the day, like before, like because again for me YouTube is not my primary source of income. It's like my books and my online coaching stuff. So like before I would just do a thing where it was randomly implemented because it's just like, all right, boom, I'll just put it here, boom, boom, boom. But then like sometimes I would have like a joke thing where it would be like, oh, Jaxblade will be back right after these messages, and then have it take it to this like thing, and that's like a little fun stuff.
Pan does that.
Yeah. It's like stuff like that really adds to the video because like sometimes because a lot of my videos, I can say this for myself too, because it's like you just I need to get extra money this month. Add, like you don't really think of where you put them. It's just like at least 3 minutes or 4 minutes apart from each other, and then you just put them in there. But then like you can do that with like various other things because like again like for my most recent video that I'm working on, I actually have a little space too because I like took a little note from Saberspark right there with that where it's like I'll put a little ad thing here, so boom 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 boom, so I don't have to worry about it because it is a nice little flow, like a flow of time where you can just go, oh, I'm watching a video, and then it has an ad break, and it feels very organic. Yeah,
because it kind of decreases your experience as a viewer if you're trying to take in the content as intended, and then it's like, welcome to Olive Garden, and it's just like...
And then you gotta wait 5 seconds to like just, okay, fine, I'm watching it.
Yeah, and you have to stay like in that zone for the video, and I just wanted to talk about that because it's been on my mind, and it frustrates me, and I want it to be fixed, damn it.
Valid.
Yeah, but I think we did a pretty good job with our movie television thing. So, all right, but quick round. So, what is your preferred way? I said mine. What are your 2?
I said mine. Canon.
Yeah.
And Saber?
I don't know why I'm having a hard time like wrapping my head around this, but like I'm okay with like, I mean, if they don't address it all in like the main course, I'm okay with like some, I guess, side dishes. Does that make any sense?
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense. It's just like, okay, like I don't want all of the bulk of it. I just want like the little these little appetizers just to enjoy. And like, oh yeah, you like this? Here's some appetizers to go along with it. You don't need the this is an entire meal that you have to consume before going on to this thing. And it's just like, okay,
exactly.
Yeah. Well, cool. Then I'm going to go ahead and take us to our next question. And that one, I believe Jordan got from YouTube as well.
Yes. This one is...
Yeah.
Would you rather hang with the Disney Recess kids or the Hey Arnold kids? And that's like all of them as a group. Like all of them as a group. So like you get the good and the bad. So it's not just like, oh, I get to hang with the cool ones. It's like you get the shitty ones too.
Well, that requires a bit more. Like, let's drill into that because like I've been watching Hey Arnold, and Hey Arnold's characters are a lot more flawed compared to Recess.
Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Or at least in the way that they like. The Hey Arnold kids, like Harold can be obnoxious, Stinky can be obnoxious. So can Sid. The core friends from Recess. They're not as obnoxious. They have problems, but they're not as obnoxious. Like Harold's he can be an ass at times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
exactly. And I agree. Like there are times in like because again like I've rewatched Hey Arnold like so many times because I have the DVD box set. So I'm with you there. Like there's a lot of people in Hey Arnold where you're like Harold, Stinky, Sid, like you just mentioned, just like
those idiots.
You guys are kind of assholes. Yeah, like what the fuck is wrong with you? Like why are you doing this? Or like sometimes they'll just do shit where I'm like that is straight up like bullying your friend. Or like that one time Harold was like gonna beat up Arnold, and Helga and all the crew were like, oh yeah, we're gonna watch Arnold get his ass beat, and then he sang a song and like he was like, you're cool, you're crazy, but you're cool.
Oh,
it's just like,
hold up, I have a question for you. Who would win a fight, Wolfgang or Big Patty?
Oh, Ooh, a Big Patty with Wolfgang. I feel like Big Patty, because like Big Patty actually feels imposing, intimidating. Wolfgang is like a tank who's like, you want to come at me, girl? Like, try. And then she would just like, she wouldn't talk. Patty is like fucking Jason with what she's able to accomplish. She's just like
Jason
a force.
Derulo.
Yeah, sure, whatever. She's just like Patty is like a stoic, silent killer.
Oh, you're right. Stoic's a perfect way to describe it.
Yeah.
I think Wolfgang would puff his chest out, but as soon as Patty doesn't flinch at all to it, he's gonna be scared. Like, oh shit, she's not faltering.
He'd be like, whoa, dude. Yeah, because like remember when they brought Torvald to play? And he's just like, who's that guy? He's not a 6th grade. He was like freaking out.
Torvald was fucking massive.
Yeah, Torvald's freaking Jack self. What the fuck? Wow.
Because Torvald gets destroyed.
Yeah, maybe do some more brackets about like all of these 90s cartoon kids fighting.
That'd be fun. So here's something. I watched the episode recently where like the 4th graders are at like the vacant lot. Wolfgang's gang shows up, and then that other like bully shows up who gets out.
Oh yeah. Ludo.
Yeah,
like not Ludo, but like
Ludwig,
right?
Ludwig,
yeah.
which is like okay in the same vein of like classical composers. And it's funny because as a kid, I'm like, oh, they're becoming friends later on, and now I watch it, I'm like, man, those guys are gay as hell for each other. Like,
yeah, I know, right? Like, you know what's so funny about that is all of those voices were the Arnold previously. So like Torvald was, not fucking Torvald. Wolfgang was the very first Arnold voice actor, and they liked him so much that they gave him a role. They were like, yeah, let's keep you on. You're going to be the bully now. And then like Ludwig was like the second Arnold voice who like hit puberty. Because like Arnold's voice changes a lot during the show when you watch it. It's like his voice changes like so much. And it's so funny how they were able to bring all three together and be like, oh no, they're all, next to each other, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's very cool. It's a little thing right there, but that was a funny episode too, because it's just like, yeah, let's just have these guys have this quote unquote bro moment.
Jordan, hypothetically, who do you think could beat you up quicker, the Hey Arnold kids or the Recess kids?
Oh, Hey Arnold kids, they're fucking tanks. You see the kids, they're like tanks. Or like, remember when Arnold like spent like a week mastering martial arts and was able to crack stones? And it's just like, what the heck, dude? Or like when he made that guy cry, he was like, I just asking for the bus stop. But it was just like, he was able to cut all his clothes with precision. So it's just like, yeah, I don't want any of that smoke.
I'm starting to realize how much of a threat these 90s kids are.
Mm-hmm.
They're really jacked.
The real question
don't look jacked,
is,
but they're like, yeah.
Who would win a sports off? The Recess kids or the Hey Arnold kids?
Ooh, the Recess kids would kill it at kickball.
Well, Vince LaSalle is like kind of busted.
Or dodgeball? Aren't they really good at throwing those dodgeballs?
If Vince is like key to everything. So I feel like the Hey Arnold kids are a little bit better than the Recess kids, but Vince is like a god tier athlete. If he's on the side, then it's game over.
Yeah, exactly. Because Vince is like, and then like, who do you think would give a better like speech, like TJ or Arnold?
Arnold.
Yeah, because TJ gave great speeches too.
Yeah, but TJ was more of a kid than Arnold. Arnold is like a humanitarian, while TJ's still like, because Arnold was the kind of guy where he'd be like, okay, well, I have to do the right thing even if I have to sacrifice something. Well, I think TJ's a bit more realistic, where he's like, I want to do the right thing, but damn it, I'm a kid and I got my reservations.
Yeah.
So are we agreeing the Recess kids we're hanging out with, or the Hey Arnold kids?
I would say screw it to the kids in general and go hang out with Grandpa Phil or Miss Finster, Mr. Wynn, or Miss Finster when she's on her weekends or whatever.
That'd be funny. That would be fun having Miss Finster.
I want to be a child again, and I want to go to the Recess world and just hang out in that jungle gym and spoil all of their lives.
What would be your niche?
Why do the Ashleys have a basement jungle gym like secret lair that's like fully furnished?
Right? Yeah, and then like when Spinelli like gets to go down into Ashley Spinelli.
Low-key, I had a crush on Spinelli when I was a kid.
Dude, same,
Spinelli
bro,
was rad.
Spinelli, I don't know what it is. Like, I had a thing with like tomboy girls. Like tomboy girls where they're just like, oh yeah, I'm working on it. Like,
you're a nerd, of course you did. It's fine.
Exactly. It's just like, like I was never interested in like the like overly pretty, I gotta do this in my hair, some of that. It was always like the tomboys.
Which are also valid.
In your mind.
Women are all beautiful. If she's a queen, she's a thought. I don't remember.
If she's a
quote.
queen, she's a
if
thought.
She
Is
breathes,
that what you just said?
She's a thought. All women are queens.
Oh God, yeah. I think honestly, because like okay, you got King Bob on the playground. You got
Yeah.
Wolfgang would kick the fucking shit out of King Bob.
Oh yeah, he would. Wolfgang would just
Yeah,
like fucking do that Bane shit from The Dark Knight Rises, where it's like, "Do you feel in charge?" And it's
Yeah,
just like,
Wolfgang's probably killed someone. Like,
Wolfgang crushed a phone box, or what was that, a mailbox or something?
It,
Like,
it was a mailbox.
yeah, he just tanked it. It's just like, oh yeah.
I think the recess world would be just so interesting to explore. And like, I think the screen time that you would have if you're in that show is just on a playground, and I'm about that life.
Here's one last verses. Who would win a
Okay.
fight? Grandma from Hey Arnold versus Sugar Mama from the Proud Family.
Oh, that's a good
Oh,
one.
Sugar Mama.
Sugar Mama. Well, because Sugar
Hands
Mama was
down.
like fought that freaking, what was that shark alien from
Dude,
Lilo
her
and
dog
Stitch?
will just like
She
rip
fought
him.
an alien.
Yeah, dude, do you remember? Because like on Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, the movie with the peanuts?
No. In Lilo
Oh, wait.
and Stitch, the cartoon series, they had crossovers with American Dragon Jake Long,
Yes.
the Proud Family, and Kim Possible. And in the
Yes.
episode with the crossover with the Proud Family, Sugar Mama fought that big shark elephant thing from
This is the death battle. I
freaking
need.
Lilo
Sugar
Stitch,
Mama's
and she was
OP.
whooping his ass.
Oh my
Damn,
god.
dude. Or-
We don't have enough death battle of Western cartoons. It's happening.
How about this?
Or maybe we do.
One more.
Okay, no, it's good. Let's
okay.
do it.
I love it.
How about Wolfgang and his team versus the Gross Sisters?
Ooh, Wolfgang and the team versus Gross. Well, the only one they really have to worry about is the big Gross sister, because like she's like the tank of the group, and the other one like because they even had this whole dynamic where they lost her, and they were like, look, I'm the one who does the intimidation. Like this skinny one was like, I do the intimidation with the talking. The big one's the muscle, and then the little one is the one who collects. So like that's all how it works for us. And so like if they
I have one.
lose that girl, yeah, then I would say like the fifth graders, because like I would say like 5 of them, but I don't know. Like if Big Patty fought that
Oh my
girl, she would
God.
f up the Gross sister. Yeah.
Okay, I have one more, and then we can go to the next one. Okay, the
Okay.
Canker sisters versus the Ashleys, plus Ashley Spinelli.
Oh, Ashley's are dope. Actually, I Cankers are OP as hell.
Yeah,
because
Kankers are OP. Like when you bring in Ed and Eddie
Yeah.
characters with their Toon Force, woo!
That's true. That's true.
It's like, yeah, you're right. The Toon Force and Ed and Eddie is so like you can probably combine Recess, Proud Family, and like Hey Arnold kids, and the Cankers still win. And they're just
Yeah.
the two, because what happens is they go into a fight and it will be off screen, like, or behind like a door,
Oh,
and you
yeah.
see all
And you
the
hear that, you
Yeah,
hear like
exactly.
all that stuff.
and then random kissing noises.
Oh
yeah,
god.
and then they would just have black eyes and kisses all over them.
Because we
Yeah,
talked
yeah,
about
yeah.
this, the most OP character in Ed and Eddie is most likely Ed when he's
Yeah,
like,
when he's
unhinged.
mad, when he has a pebble in his shoe.
How about
yeah.
how
Oh,
about how about farm lusted Rolf versus pebble lusted Ed? Who would win that?
Oh,
Oh,
Pebble.
God.
Well, remember this. Well,
I don't know. Ralph is pretty like
OP, he's strong.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. You have to take into account
Good
this.
boy.
Like, Pebble lusted is Pebble lusted Ed as strong as Monster Ed? Because remember, Monster Ed fucked up.
Oh,
Ralph.
Monster
Rolf.
Ed was GG. Like he was on a level that no one can get close to.
Yeah,
Shoot,
yeah, because
yeah.
it's just like if you got Monster Ed, then he destroys Rolf. But then like you have like, oh god, that'd be a good battle. That'd be actually a good battle.
Dude, I am loving discussing these battles. Have you guys not done that? I know you do a podcast with brackets.
We should
Oh,
do
we
one.
do
We should
Toon
tell
Clash.
Paleo.
Yeah, we should do that.
Oh my
That'd be
god,
super fun.
do it! I will listen to it because I need to know who the
Get like
Canker
artists to
sisters
like draw
can be
pictures
defeated
of
by.
like what we're saying.
Oh
along
my
with it.
god, yes!
That'd
I
be
need
so
it.
awesome.
Man, so I think we did like some really good like speeches here about this. Speaking of speeches,
Oh, I see what you did.
look at
was
that
good.
segue. All right, I'm gonna take us to our next question.
Do it.
So, what's the best speech you've ever seen from a film that you revisit constantly?
So you're gonna be mad at me.
Oh,
What?
mine's actually really. Mine's not even a film; it's a YouTube video, and like it was a real life thing, but it's very deep and sad. It's not like funny.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, for me, it's not really funny. It's just a motivational thing, and
Oh,
it
yeah?
was something that like I remember. After this, I wanted to go like stab and work out consistently, and it was the speech from
Yeah.
the ending speech from 300, and I don't know, that speech just spoke to me like when I was a kid, because I remember this was before I started working out. I was like a sophomore in high school. I was still doughy, and I was like trying to work out at home from like watching Dragon Ball Z, and I would do push-ups and set-ups along with it, but I wasn't really like working out hardcore. But then I saw that speech, and I just was like, man, I need to go to the gym. And I just like started training. I was like, I gotta go stab someone or do something. Like that speech just lit a fire in me and motivated me. I love that speech.
That's gosh, I have a few. So Lord of the Rings has got some amazing speeches. There's the one where Sam and Frodo. There's the one with before they charge against the orcs on Pelennor Field. I love that speech the most because it comes very close to what it's like in the book. Because when you're reading the book, like you get this sense of like where the horsemen are like, well, this is basically game over. We're fucked. Like we're not gonna win this. And then they're like, wait, no. Who gives a fuck anyway? Let's just go in there and wreck shit. And that was enough to like convince them, like, wait, maybe we can win this. I love that. I also am pretty. I'm pretty much all for the speech from Independence Day with the president. Like he's like,
that's a good speech.
Yeah.
From this day forward, this day will no longer be known as a U.S. holiday or whatever, but like the day where you stood up in one voice. I love that. It's so corny, but it's great.
No, it's a great speech. Like there's a ton of speeches out there that like people say, oh, that's cheesy and corny, but it's just like, no, when you hear it on the right terms, it's like pretty good. Like hell, even that freaking Shia LaBeouf "Do It" speech, he's saying valid stuff. He's saying like, don't let your dreams be dreams. Go out there and work. And it's like, I mean, the way he went about it was funny, but yeah, it was good.
Yeah, if I had more time to sit on the question, I know that I could find a bunch of them. But there are lots of like episodes or like scenes that I rewatch that aren't necessarily speeches. But in terms of like you said, the Shia LaBeouf one that's just like in real life, but like it was documented on The Daily Show, right after 9/11, it was a speech that Jon Stewart did, just about how like anyone can destroy, but it takes
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, that one consistently when I see it, it just inspires and moves me.
Jon Stewart's a good man.
Yeah, he really was like and is an inspiration, and so there's lots of speeches like that. But from a movie, there's a movie called 8th Grade by Bo Burnham, and there's a scene with the little girl who's like the star of the movie and her father, and they're sitting by a campfire. And I really loved this scene because it was just like her being kind of afraid that she wasn't like a good daughter, or that she wasn't like worthy of love and like all this stuff. And like the dad was just like so like, no, like you are my everything, like I love you. And she's just like, but I'm not this or this. Like it I can't even remember how it goes, but I've rewatched it so many times. I actually took my mom to the theater to see 8th Grade because I wanted her to like see this film and see this impactful scene where like, because my mom for me was kind of like what the dad is for her in the movie, just like so 100% supportive of everything, and whenever you're insecure, she's like your number one cheerleader. Like, and that scene in the movie just like inspires me so much because there's so much love in the world, and seeing a film capture it so beautifully, a relationship between like a kid and their parent, like, because we all have insecurities, and like, we have a chosen family and we have real family, but sometimes like it's put into words in a way that I can't even describe. And I love that scene and I love that movie. Bo Burnham did such a good job directing it, and I just want to go watch it now. It just always makes me cry because I like to watch stuff that's really sad and emotional and like gets to you in the like empathetic feels. I love to watch the motivational stuff too, but I just really love that stuff that just captures humanity like at its core, like those moments where you're truly connecting with someone because they understand your insecurities and your flaws, and they're just like, fuck you, I love them because I love you. And it's like moments like that, like, yeah. And like that quote that you told me about that Rainbow Dash has that I saw now.
That one, that's like one of my favorite quotes. Even though she is a piece of shit, I do love that quote of like when they say I'm a big shot, that my ego is the size of a whale. My confidence comes off as cocky, but it gives me the courage to fail. I really like that line.
The courage to fail thing, I really like that. So those are kind of the speeches and stuff that I like to go towards, is the stuff that just really like punches me in the face with emotions. Like, I like being punched in the face with love.
Yeah.
It's all deep and shit.
Deep emotional.
Deep and emotional. I'm trying to think of like a happy one. Like there are a lot of cartoons that have like really fun and funny speeches. In Avatar: The Last Airbender, was there like a really good like speech moment?
Yeah, I was thinking about this, like rattling my brain about like speeches from cartoons or animated stuff, and I'm sure that it exists.
Because I know there's so many scenes.
Well, there's like that great scene with like Iroh and Zuko, where like Zuko thought he was mad at him, and he was like, "I could never." Be mad
yes,
at you.
and the hug.
Yeah.
Would you
Like
call that a speech or more of a moment, though?
That's
wait a
a
minute.
moment.
Here's one. Remember when Zuko had Appa, and then he's like, "What do you want? And what do you want to do with your life?" That's sort of a speech in a sense, where he was like, like
right.
they were under the ground, and he was like,
Oh,
trying to tell us, like, what the heck? Or what, you're gonna bring it home? Is he gonna have tea with us? No, it's like, and do what? You never think these things through. You had the Avatar, and then you lost him, and then like he's saying, like, live your life.
That was one of the biggest tough love scenes ever, where he's like, Zuko, you're an idiot. You don't think these things. You're acting on impulses, and it's like, gosh.
Yeah, that was a great scene. Like, there's so many Iroh lines where it's just like, oh god, that's beautiful.
Oh, definitely. Like, now I just want to rewatch everything. There's so many beautiful moments, and I think cartoons especially just have this way of really connecting with people because it's such a versatile medium, and like animation itself is a form of acting because you're truly like representing their emotions in like one of the best ways possible, because you can be so expressive versus like the human face can't contort in a way an animated face can. So you can, just like kind of, I guess, the argument of the new Lion King, and like it kind of takes away some of the emotional impact.
Oh yeah, that
because
bullshit.
You can't. Yeah.
Because it's just like, again, like to go on that, I think I've said it before on this show, like the whole Lion King tangent, but it's just like, there are so many things where, if you had just played it as like a National Geographic type thing and make it its own thing, where it wasn't trying to be a shot-for-shot remake of the animated Lion King, but just like, we're hyper-realistic CGI and stuff like that. Like, to me, like, if you had literally taken a bunch of animals and then narrated it like it's a National Geographic special, I'd be like, okay, that's one thing. That'd actually be kind of clever and very interesting that if you did that way. But the fact that they were trying to do like, here's fucking Simba upset that his father's dead, and I can't really tell if he's upset or not. He's not doing anything with his facial muscles. Oh, here's Scar plotting, and here's the freaking Pumbaa and all these other characters who I'm not gonna lie, Pumbaa and Timon actually had like pretty good emotional movement with like the way they were able to move, but everyone else was just like dead real life animal stuff. And then like, it's just, again, I was rewatching Babe the other day, and Babe still holds up. That came out in like 1995. And it still holds up tremendously when they're having, like, the animals talk, the way they put their inflections in their voices. A lot of this stuff is just being very dead. Like, it was very dead.
Yeah. Oh, man.
That was
We took that question all over the reins.
Yeah, we always do.
All over the forest.
Yeah.
Well, how about we go to our last question and just see what happens?
Sure.
Just, like, ride that tidal wave. You ready, Saber?
Let's do it.
All right. We've got this email. We were going to get to it last week, but we did not, so we are going to get to it this week. It is not a cartoon question. It's a life question. All right. And the email reads, "Hey, how yous doing? Anyway, I wanted to get some advice. Is it okay to date your best friend? Because, I've known this girl since we were like 3, best friends since, and I really have started to develop an attraction for her. But basically, I just want to know, is it okay to date your best friend? Because in my mind, I feel like it's wrong to like your best friend. I just ask for advice. Thanks very much in advance. Love yous." Aw, that's really nice. Like, the way that they wrote it.
Sure, what's this person's name?
Sweet.
Quote-unquote name?
I'd have to look in the email.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. Okay, I see.
So, listener, comment below if you ask this question.
Yeah, listener, comment below.
So yeah, any takers wanna have a stab at an answer?
You know what? I'll say this. I think.
Okay.
I mean, it would be easier if it's like a mutual thing. Like if it's like,
well, it should always be mutual.
Yeah, exactly. Like if it's not like a one-sided thing, like because he's saying like what he's known her since like they were 3, right? Like that's what he said. So he's known them since he was 3. They've grown up together, so obviously they've been disconnected for this many years. But is she like like I don't know if she thinks of him like he's a sibling or something like that, or like how it works, because like if you grow up that close to each other and then just if you like each other, like and you're both single, and then just like hormones kick in, I feel like it's just sort of like I mean, I don't see why not, dude. Like if you're best friends and it's like you know each other.
because it's not, your feelings are always valid, and it's not wrong to have feelings, and it's not wrong regardless to an extent of what your relationship is, to an extent. No family, don't fuck your cousin like that one person that wrote into our
Hey, if you fucked your
podcast.
stepsister, to let us know, please comment back.
Please comment back, please, if you fucked your stepsister. We want to know. But yeah. If your feelings are valid, or your feelings are valid, and if you find yourself liking somebody, that's not necessarily wrong. It might be maybe frustrating for the other party if they don't have those feelings and they thought of you as just a friend, and there can be some potential things that happen that could change your relationship, not necessarily for the negative or for the better. Like sometimes you don't really know until you're going through it. But, just go with whatever feels natural and right, and don't try to push anything, and acknowledge what you are feeling and move forward in whatever feels like the best course of action to make everyone feel comfortable.
Don't lie from your feelings, like I'll tell you from experience.
Yeah.
Like it's better not to do this whole thing of like, oh, I don't like this person. I don't. They're just this way. Like acknowledge the way you feel. Just be upfront and acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Now again, like your action. Again, like we always say, like actions are different. Like if you act on, that's on you. But like you can't help the way you feel. Like that's just like there's no way. Like I wish we honestly could do like this whole thing where it's like I feel this way, I wish I didn't feel this way, but that's just not how life works. Like you're gonna feel how you're gonna feel, so it's up to you to acknowledge like, okay, I feel this way,
and then whenever
am I gonna make
feel
action
like
with it, or am I gonna
conveying that whenever you feel like conveying that to her, if you want to, the best approach would probably just be like, hey, like these are feelings that I validly have, but I also want to be your friend if that's the route you want to go. And she's like, oh well, I don't have those feelings for you. Then cool, you've acknowledged you have the feelings, you've acknowledged that she does not have them back, so now you can begin the moving on process. Don't linger it. Or it's like, oh, I don't know, maybe we can be. Like there's so many situations it can go, but you have to acknowledge it, and don't necessarily push your feelings onto her in regards to like, if you don't need to tell her, if it's not like real bad, then don't. But if it gets to a point, communication would need to happen.
Yeah, for example, if they have like a SO, like a second, don't be that guy.
Don't
be that
do
guy.
that.
It's just like, well, I have to tell you, I really like you, and you have to choose between your boy. And that's just fucked up.
No.
Dude, trust me, like that's just a whole can of worms. Like again, if you like this person and you feel like they like you back, and you're just like, hey, can I talk to you? And then like you have your time to yourself, and then it's just like, hey, I feel this way about you. And they're just like, okay, no, and then it's different, and like it's a hard process. All right, these two can talk.
Yeah, what do you think, Saber? You've been very quiet on this question.
I mean, it's. I feel like a lot of it has to do with how, the people who are involved. And how they behave, because for some folks they could be best friends, and they just click and they're like, you know what, let's have a relationship, and they're good enough to make it work. Other folks, they might be like, we can give it a shot. It doesn't work out. Okay, that was that. And then there's the unfortunate case where best friends date and it just ruins the friendship, and they don't really talk after that. Like, it just boils down to communication, knowing yourself, knowing the person, your friend and person who you might want to have a more than just a friend relationship with. I am very happy with, like, how, for my girlfriend, Laura, like, she's one of my best friends, but that was because of the relationship. And, like, I, will always love her as a friend, no matter what. And I love her as a girlfriend, too. Like, there's multiple layers to it. But it really does boil down to, again, who's involved, what the circumstances are, how they behave, them knowing themselves and their emotions, and how certain strengths and weaknesses of who they are play into the relationship. Because if they have trust issues, it can be a problem. And also I am of the opinion that when you date somebody, even if you're best friends with somebody and then you start dating them, you might discover things about them that you never knew from before. So
yeah,
that's another thing to take into account.
Yeah, one thing that I think is that some of the best relationships kind of start from a pre-established relationship of like, you know, you have a foundation of trust, not necessarily best friend, but like all relationships can be valid through communication. Because a pivotal part of this question was, is it okay to date your best friend? Yeah,
yes,
it's okay to date anyone that is a consenting adult.
Exactly.
That is not your family member. That is the main stipulations there. And so you should never feel guilty, or, well, maybe feel guilty if they're taken. Like, there's lots of situations where you can't feel guilty, but don't feel guilty for having feelings. You are valid, and any emotions that you have, you can't really control, but you can talk yourself through them. You can try to understand them and maybe move forward to create something awesome, or just kind of let it go. Like, that's kind of how the universe works, is like nothing is really permanent. And so you might feel trapped in a situation where it's like, oh God, I'll never get over this person, or oh God, this is the end all be all. If this person doesn't like me, then no. Life continues to move forward whether you want it to or not, and that's a beautiful thing and a scary thing at the same time, but I think mostly beautiful because it shows you that there's so many avenues your life can take. And who knows, you have your whole life to be friends with somebody, just like you have your whole life to love somebody. If this person is in your life and you think you guys have a shot and you guys can communicate that, go for it. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but if it does, then hey, you found something magical. And there's a lot of magic in the world, and love is one of the best forms of it. Yay.
Sure. It's pretty gay, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Wow. Friendship is magic and ponies. Yeah.
No, you're on the money, 100%. Whether it's, I mean, it really just comes down to the individuals who are interacting.
No situation's the same.
Yep, that's the thing about when you deal with humans. We're subjective as hell, and I see so much variety out there. I see so much change. I see so much, just how many variables are at play here. We're not humans aren't like math, where it's like 1 + 1 = 2. It's like we're dealing with some very fickle creatures who are just, you know.
And whatever situation you're going into, just humble yourself.
Yeah.
Like. Ask yourself the hard questions before you get yourself into something, because that's what's important when it comes to relationships with people, are the hard questions. Like,
keep your head.
A relationship, a relationship should add to your life. It shouldn't be an end all.
It's a supplement to a good life.
Yeah.
Instead of
But relationships are also very important. Friendships and all that good stuff, because they add to your life, but they can also make life as beautiful as it is. Because I think that's the beauty of sharing life, is with others. And
why are you saying all this gay shit? We have a guest on the show, and you always gotta take
you're right.
Sunshine and flowers.
Excuse me.
And ponies
hamburgers
and
burgers and sausage links.
Just shut up and go lift. Look, you don't need her. The only thing you have you need gains. That's what
you know
gains.
what, Jordan, you tell him. He just needs to go work out and then get real angry, and then she'll be like, oh shit, I want to fuck him. And
exactly, because girls like bad boys.
They will have one singular fuck.
Remember that.
Be great. Yeah, that's totally
every
true.
Time.
Yeah.
Every single time. They only like guys who
women
are mean.
Totally love guys that want to hurt
Yeah,
their
they totally love guys who are muscular and buff and like to fight. And they just can't protect themselves. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you know what, guys? I think that's a beautiful place to end today's episode. Saberspark, where can they find you?
Find me on YouTube. You can find me on Twitter. Those are the two places I typically goof off on.
Nice. And do you have anything you want to promote?
I got videos that come out every week, and if you follow me on Twitter or YouTube, you'll see them there if you want to check my stuff out.
Heck yeah. Jordan, where can they find you?
You can find me on Jordan Jaxblade Downs on Facebook, because I have ads on there. You can find me on Instagram, Jaxblade. You can find me on YouTube, Jaxblade. Jaxblade Fitness on Twitter, because that motherfucker stole Jaxblade from me. And
nice.
There we go. Yeah,
and do you have anything you want to promote? I hear you have an app coming out.
I have an app coming out. My app should be out hopefully before the year is up. And I got working on a new book. And Trainers React has only got 6 more episodes left, so that's going to be fun. And then I can go back. Oh yeah, I'm in October, because it's August, I can do my month of Halloween soon. So
Yay!
Ooh.
my favorite thing.
Yes, and yeah, you guys can find me at KaniDay Official on Twitter and
Crab
Instagram.
Day.
KaniDay, yes, Crab Day. KaniDay Cosplay on Facebook. You can find me on YouTube at KaniDay, where there's maybe some old song covers. I don't know. There might be a new one soon. Maybe. Who knows? You'll have to go there to find out. You can also find me on Kruby Productions on YouTube and Dr. Crafty on YouTube. And if you follow me on Twitter, you will see all of the things that I constantly tweet about. That's probably the place you want to go to because there's so much shit posting. And we did it, guys. We had a good time today. Yay!
Yay! We did it.
Quickly.
Emissimo.
We did it.
Yeah,
We did it quickly. Everyone, say something funny.
My love life.
Hilarious. All right. Thank you guys for showing up.
Thanks, Saber,
have
for
a good
joining
day.
My pleasure.
Yeah, thank you so much,
for having
Saber.
me.
Have a good rest of your day or night. They don't know what time we're filming. Ooh.
It can be all the time. I don't none of the
It could
time.
be all the time. We're always watching. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Nee.